What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore back again with Behind Closed Doors. It's the Watford FC v Nottingham Forest preview. I hope everyone's fit and well. Before I bring in Mike Duffy, the Watford fan, make sure everyone hits the like button, subscribe if you are new, and as well, put in the comment section what is your prediction for tomorrow's game. Before, like I said, this is Mike Duffy. If you don't remember, he was on the other Watford and Forest preview. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on again, Ben. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, it's a better result for Watford this time round. I know your listeners probably won't want to hear that, but I'm sure we'll get stuck into that.
So let's start, Mike. About you not getting to a place, and it wasn't an exciting game, was it? When it was 0-0.
No, mate. We're crap away from home. I come on here and said that it'd be 0-0. And you was like, really? Like, you think that it's going to be 0-0? Because I think was Houghton in charge for you last time, or was it still?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he was still new when it was the reverse fixture. So when I said it was 0-0, like, you were like, really? And I went on another Forest thing and I said, I think 0-0. And I was like, really? Like, Watford should batter us, but we're crap away from home. So hopefully we've got the best home record in the league. Hopefully that will continue and we can keep pushing for second place.
So there's been so much going on at Watford. So much going on since we played Shabbat.
As always.
Mike, tell everyone what the hell has been happening at Watford?
Well, we've changed manager now, so it's not Vladimir Ivic anymore. And, you know, a few of your listeners could have guessed that by the time the reverse fixture come around, Watford would have a new manager. It's a running joke. And, didn't quite work out for Vladimir Ivic. He just... The football under him just wasn't progressive at all. You know, we were told that he was an attacking manager, and I mean, you guys probably saw when we come to the City ground that it wasn't the case. We weren't attacking whatsoever, and we've got Cisco Munoz in at the moment.
I've not got a clue who he is. So you can.
Do you know what, mate? When he come in, nobody else knew who he was, right? He's come from the Georgian league, so he's managed over in Georgia when nobody's like heard of that football. I didn't even know they had a football league. So, and he won the league over there. He did play for Valencia, and I think he won the Europa League with Valencia as well as a player. He's relatively quite young. The only worrying thing at the moment is if we do go up, he doesn't have the relevant qualifications to manage in the Premier League. So that's a little bit worrying, but I'd imagine he's doing them at the moment, so it's not to worry. But listen, he's come in, he's provided that new manager bounce, and, it won't surprise many football fans to know that it was only a couple of weeks ago when fans wanted him out. Bearing in mind that he'd only just come in, but now he seems to be on a roll, and, everything's going well at the moment. We're in a good period since his change of formation to 4-3-3. It's really, really suited us to the ground.
So current form for Watford, like I said, I've seen Watford a lot. In your opinion, how have they been doing so far?
Yeah. Like I mentioned, just obviously that formation change has made us brilliant. We wanted that formation change from the first game of this season. Granted, Vladimir Ivic didn't really have the players at his disposal to play a 4-3-3 because we had a lot of injuries, suspensions, whatever. But we've now got that formation in place. That first game where we played a 4-3-3, we beat Bristol City 6-0. So, and then we went on this brilliant run. Unfortunately, lost to Bournemouth, but then made amends on Wednesday night, just gone beating Wickham 2-0. So the players that we've got on paper. And I know football isn't played on paper, but on paper, that team should be doing a lot better than it is. Now that we've got that formation to match, it seems like the players on paper are starting to play up to their potential as well. So recent form, we're doing really well. And listen, Brentford is postponed tomorrow. They were meant to be playing Rotherham, so a big chance for us to grab that second spot. Albeit it's probably only for a week or so, but will still be a massive boost for the club if we can win.
Mike, your end's going to be a bit laggy. Mike, your end's getting laggy.
Oh,
Hear
has
me,
it
Mike?
gone laggy? Has it? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's gone laggy. Hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it
Right.
keeps getting laggy.
I can hear you fine, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just your end's getting a bit laggy. Hear me now? You see? Wave your hand. Shake it. Wave your hand. This is what people. This is what happens when you're live on stream. You get a bit laggy. So it's not me.
I can hear you fine.
It's just you're so laggy. It's fine now. It's fine now. It's all right now. It's okay. Yep. Wave.
I'm all right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's fine. That's fine. Sorry for the Texas people. It's just a Watford fan, eh? The question from Tom. Do Watford have any players suspended for the first game after what happened at Bournemouth?
Yeah. The only players we had suspended was Nathaniel Chalobah, who's going to be missing the game, who will be a real blow to us.
Ex-Forest
and João Pedro got sent off, but he'll be back for the Forest game. Now, João Pedro's got 9 goals for the season. So he's in the rich vein of form. We've also got Andre Gray's. Yeah. We've also got Andre Gray, who's just scored 2 goals in the last 2 games as well. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he still stays in the starting 11 or whether João Pedro will come back in after his suspension. The only other problem that we've got is, and a real big problem, is Tom Cleverley's missing. Tom Cleverley got injured on Wednesday. Yeah, he got injured on Wednesday against Wickham, and it was quite a nasty injury. And they're aiming for after the international break for him to be back. So we're going to be missing Tom Cleverley, who's a real workhorse in the centre mid. And I think he was missing for the Forest game, which was quite evident for us.
Yeah, he was.
Dan Gosling will be missing as well because he's got a hamstring strain. Gosling's record against Forest personally is very, very good. So we're a little bit gutted about that he'll be missing. So it's more than likely we're probably going to be seeing Ben Wilmot into that centre mid role tomorrow, which is a centre back by trade, but he can play in that sort of defensive mid role. Will Hughes, he's going to be instrumental. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the armband tomorrow.
Not the ex-Derby player. Don't mention. He'll score 12 backers.
He'll be captain tomorrow. He'll be well up for it.
Yeah, what do you call it? The Bambino guy. The bellend. He's a bellend as well. 5 fans.
Yeah, I know he's not best like.
Forest fans in the comment section, what do you think of Will Hughes? Comment. Nothing. Don't say anything over the top. Just think of what do you think of him. Mike's gone laggy again. Mike, you're laggy again.
I'm fine.
Oh, you're all right now. You keep lagging. Like when you're drinking, it's like this for like 5 minutes drinking like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, people in the comment section, do you think Mike's lagging?
Do you want me to leave and come back?
Yeah. Come, leave and come back. This Mike he's lagging. He's like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's like beer. I think that beer's got to him. I think he's got to him. But yeah, when it comes up, people, well, like I said, what's your prediction for tomorrow's game? I'm not going to give my prediction yet. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, like I said before, Mike could come back. Tomorrow, watch along is me, Craig, and Martin. That starts at 12:15. It's half 12 kickoff. And I was about to announce it after the stream, but the Lewis McGugan interview that's coming out on Sunday at 10 o'clock. The link is below, so put your reminders on, please. It's one of the best and most honest interviews I've ever done. It is a long interview as well, but it was a pleasure to interview Lewis McGugan, fantastic guy. And like I said, link is below. Please, like I said, put your reminders in as well. There's other interviews I've done as well. But if you click on it, it's on the bottom, and you see Lewis McGuigan's picture, and you'll see, like, put your reminder on there. It's like I said, it's a fantastic interview. Here he is now. He's not got his. Turn your phone.
I'm on my phone now, so hopefully you can hear
turn
me better.
Turn your phone.
Turn it.
Turn it. Yeah. That's it.
There we go.
That's what. No, move. I only can see. I only can see your face. No, move back a bit. That's it. That's it.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Oh, now we're talking. Like I told you, it was lagging.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My internet's horrible. I'm out in East Leek in Nottinghamshire, so we're in the middle of nowhere, man.
Oh, this don't blame Nottinghamshire. It's all you, man. It's all you. You mentioned quite a few players. Like, who's been I mentioned on the other Watford podcast about players like Sarr. Me personally, I think he's the threat. And what players that, in your opinion, has been a standout so far?
Well, Sarr, Sema, Pedro. Pedro took a little bit while to get going because he couldn't get a consistent run of games in him, and he's got a consistent run of games now. And like I say, he's up to 9 goals. He's come out to the Watford website and he said, "I want to get 15 goals this season." So he's 6 goals off his target, and it's his first proper year in English football, and he's been thrown into the deep end by playing in one of the most physical leagues in the Championship. So he's doing pretty well at the moment, which Cisco Munoz has that real bad selection headache with. Does he play Andre Gray, who scored 2 goals in the previous game, or does he bring Pedro back in, who's scored, I think it was 4 in the last 4 games or 3 in the last 3 games before he got suspended. So I would say Sema, Sarr, Pedro, Kiko Femenea, our right back, has been absolutely superb. The understanding that him and Sarr have together is absolutely brilliant. He got the assist for Andre Gray's first goal on Wednesday night. And then the last one I would say is Francisco Sierralta. Now he's a centre back. He's a centre back.
Right, people, I haven't got a clue what Mike's talking about, but yeah.
You say who? But he's a centre back. He didn't play the last game when we played Forest. The only reason he got into the squad is because there was an injury within the squad. He come in and he's made that centre back spot his own. He is only 23 and he's absolutely immense. He's a rock.
I ain't got a clue who he is, but yeah, just
Glenn Murray's going to have a tough day tomorrow if he's up against Francisco Sierra.
Mike, listen to me, right? People, I don't know if people have seen this stream. Mike's been on a bit of a drinking, but Mike, come on, like, have you listen, Mike? People as aware. Glenn Murray was at Watford, right? He didn't do well, and now he's been drinking a lot. And he thinks that Glenn Murray's on duo. Eat my words. But Glenn Murray will score past you up tomorrow. Come on.
I think he will. Listen, I think Glenn Murray and James Garner will score tomorrow. But I think Glenn Murray's going to have a tough time up against Sierralta and Trooster.
No, Mike. I disagree, Mike. People in the comments, do you disagree what Mike is saying? Like, Glenn Murray's going to have a difficult time against Bob. I call him Bob. I'm calling him Bob. I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a clue who he is. You've been saying about. Let me mention about Forest. Like, as a Watford fan, we spoke about the other time. You feel like you're from Nottinghamshire. You know quite a lot of the Forest fans. In your opinion, since we played, how do you think Forest have been playing?
Yeah, no, since you played us, obviously you sort of pushed up in the league. You've sort of. I've not looked at the table recently, so I don't know how many points away you are from the bottom 3. But I would say you've definitely pushed away from that bottom 3. You are no longer what I would regard as a relegation candidate. That's long gone now. There's, the table has obviously taken a lot more shape since we last played each other. But I'm really impressed, and I'm not surprised as well, because I'm sure as the Forest guys knew, and the Forest fans knew, as soon as Chris Hughton comes in, you know what you're going to get from a Chris Hughton side. And it might have taken him a little bit longer to do it at Forest, because from what I understand and speaking to various Forest fans, there was a lot to sort out behind the scenes. But he's slowly patching things together, And I mean, if you'd have beat those, buggers down the road down the M1 the other way, I won't say their name, but if you'd have beat them in midweek, then who knows? You wouldn't have been far off the top half, and maybe even entertaining possibly a playoff conversation at a very, very, very slight push. But listen, he's done superb, and I expected nothing less from Chris Hughton because he's absolutely fantastic manager.
We can talk about league tables, Mike, and where are you? Whereabouts are you? Like third or fourth in the league?
No, we're third, level on points with Brentford at the moment. It's 4. They've got a goal difference, which is better by 4 at the moment. So that's why
they're not playing tomorrow. They're not playing tomorrow.
Rotherham have got too many COVID tests, too many positive COVIDs. So this is why we need to really.
I was hearing like, well, because I don't know if you know what Rotherham, they keep having players with COVID, and
they had a game against Derby, which was postponed earlier in the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I've been hearing so much about it. It could be a lie about the COVID problems, but it's I don't know. Hopefully, that can problem. So, do you think like Watford will get a top 2 this season? As we know, there's teams like Norwich, Swansea, Brentford, and teams around there. Like, do you think you deserve to be in the top 2, or like, would you be happy with top 6?
At the start of the season, we would have wanted top 2. I think we can disregard that top spot now. I think Norwich have got it. They're 10 points clear of us and Brentford. Norwich have won that league. Fair play and congratulations. We want top 2. We have to start. We have to get on a run. We were on a run before Bournemouth where we'd won 4 in a row. Unfortunately, Bournemouth couldn't be the 5th in a row that we beat. We then bounced back on Wednesday night against Wycombe. No disrespect to Wycombe, but you'd expect us to beat Wycombe, which we did at home. But our home record has been phenomenal this season. It's away from home that has absolutely killed us. I think that the problem we're going to have is keeping that level of consistency up. So, do I think Watford will get top 2? It would rely on a Brentford slip up for it to happen. I'm not best pleased that the Brentford game is postponed tomorrow because Brentford were perhaps going through a little bit of a sticky run. So now they've got a week off to prepare, and then they could possibly get their act together a little bit. Swansea have got 2 games in hand on us. I can see there's a few Swansea fans commenting saying they want Forest to win. So I don't blame them. I do not blame them whatsoever, Ben, because if I was in Swansea's position, I'd want whoever our rivals were playing. I'd want whoever we're playing to win. So they've got 2 games in hand of us. They're a point behind. Steve Cooper, I think the manager, I think that's his name, of Swansea, he's sort of said, forget about fatigue, which is a little bit of a weird thing to say. You can't really forget about fatigue. We're sort of hoping for a few slips and trips from Swansea as well. But do I think we deserve it? By the way we started, probably not. But I think we're starting to get into that rhythm now of actually playing the formation that we've wanted to play all season, that will benefit our players. So I think with the squad we got on paper, I think absolutely we deserve it. So, yeah.
Last but not least, what is your prediction for tomorrow? This man, I don't want to say you think you're battered because you've been drinking that Stoke Coasted Austin drink, but as well, people in the comment section, what is your prediction for tomorrow's game? Mike, what's your prediction?
There's been we were speaking before we started recording. There's been a lot of draws between us two. Like you went on WD18's sort of live stream earlier. Great blokes. I absolutely adore Jacob and everyone else that does brilliant work for them. And you said that you fancied us. You fancied Forest against Watford because.
Wait, 1 minute. Right, let's stop there because I don't give my predictions yet to everyone knows. But I was on a Watford channel and I said, and this on Forest fans, listen to what I say. I said because we've got a good record at Watford. We've not played them at their ground for 10 years now, and I think we in that last, I think, 10 years before that, we've won twice. I think, I don't know if you remember that we beat you 1-0 with, is it Ishmael Miller scored?
Ishmael Miller used to terrorise us, mate.
Yeah.
Regardless of who he played for,
Yeah.
he used to terrorise us.
Yeah. And like you just said, there's been loads of draws at your ground. And this is what I said, okay? So people, remember this, what I said on my watch long tomorrow? I said, because like, on social media, there's going to be loads of, especially Forest fans, who will say, oh, well, we're going to lose, Watford don't do this. But I'm going to say it. I think Forest will win. I think Forest will win 2-1 because we've got a good record at Watford. So people, yeah, I'm going for it. 2-1 Forest.
Well,
Mike, what's your prediction?
I've got two interesting stats for you. Firstly, we're the best home records in England.
Don't mean nothing.
That's
Listen to me.
fair enough.
When these turn up, at Vicarage Road, we'll know who's talking.
That's fair enough. I'm going to go with, it's going to be a closely contested game. I've been thinking all day that it's going to be a draw because, as you said, we've lost one of the last 10 at home to Forest or something like that. But a lot of them have been draws. I think 6 have been draws. You look at the Lewis McGugan free kick was a draw. The year we went up in 14-15, Mikel Antonio scored a brace 2-2, a draw. So a lot of them have been draws between Watford and Forest. I'm going to say, purely because we're at home, I'm going to think we're going to edge it possibly 2-1. And the goal is either coming from Glenn Murray or James Garner. The other interesting fact, which I think it will be mainly your listeners that will like this fact, for my podcast, we do what's called a stat pack. So we do, we look at all the stats between who we're playing and we bring them out and put them into graphic form. Now, one additional stat which I found, but I didn't tweet because it didn't work in Watford's favour, was the referee tomorrow is Jonathan Moss, who is a Premier League referee.
He's not bad. He's not bad.
So, just to tell you, he has refereed Forest 14 times in his career. Forest have won 7 and drawn 7. They've never lost when Jonathan Moss has been referee.
See? Right, so people, you hear it first.
That's one for your followers, that is. That is one
people, you heard it here first. Forest are not going to lose. That says it all. I'm confident.
That's the only thing
people in the comments, you should be confident. And you hear it first. Forest going to win. That's a good start. I won't put that out on social media tomorrow.
Put that out. You can have that, courtesy of me.
No. I'm not saying courtesy because you're not getting a credit. Forget that. I'm not taking a credit.
No, but you haven't lost in 14 games of his refereed you. I was looking at that and I thought, that's not great. So, but listen, it'll be a close game. Both two teams that are on the up, I think, and it's going to be a close game. I think 2-1 to Watford.
Okay. So, I said 2-1 Forest.
Yeah.
Mike said 2-1 Forest. I've seen quite a lot of predictions. Watford. I've seen quite a predictions. So, JM 2020 says 1-1. Hello, James. Forest. He says 2-1 Forest. Red Dog says 1-1. Ethan says I think it will be 1-1 as well.
That's another thing as well. That gentleman just said if Forest score first. I don't mean to keep pulling stats out, but Watford have played 17 home games this season. In 15 of them, Watford have scored first. So I think if we score the first goal, I think we'll just about hang on to win. But if Forest score the first goal, then I think it's going to be a difficult afternoon for Watford.
Okay. Right. So last but not least, what about wait. Your channel. I know you do a podcast. You've got a YouTube channel as well. Put your plug in your channel.
Yeah. So me and my co-host Ben host the Voices of the Vic, as you can probably see on the banner just below here. We are at Voices of the Vic on Facebook.
The link is below. Mate, the link is below, so people can subscribe. So people. Wicked. Yep. Go on, talk about it.
Yeah, get below, subscribe. If you've got Twitter and Facebook, Voices of the Vic on there. Instagram as well, Voices of the Vic. Myself and Ben started this channel back in June 2020. So not even a year yet, and the listeners that we've had so far are absolutely fantastic. Like I say, I've got nothing against Forest. I'm from Nottinghamshire myself. A lot of fans, a lot of mates of mine who are Forest fans, really, really like Nottingham Forest as a club. But yeah, we've been going about, well, since June 2020. But yeah, subscribe, like us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Whatever you do, as Ben said, the link is down below. Thank you very much, Ben.
No worries. But yeah, tomorrow, after the game, hopefully you have a good season. Just to get the tissues out, I say it to everyone. Just don't get upset. But I don't care. After your stats, I'm going for it. Any Forest fans want to be negative, but I'm going for it. So, but yeah, Mike, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll exchange messages at full time, Ben.
Listen, mate, if you win, my Twitter's going dead, so don't bother me.
Okay, mate.
All right. But like I said, thank you very much, Mike, and I'll speak to you soon.
No problem. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Take care. Love your channel, Ben. Keep it up, mate.
Thanks very much. Cheers, dude. So that's Mike. He's a Watford fan. So like I said, all links below in the description. So go on, subscribe to him. Before I do go, like I said, my watch along with Craig and Martin, that's at 12:15 tomorrow. I mentioned last time Lewis McGugan interview. I forgot to mention about Lewis McGugan to Mike. Yeah, I forgot to mention it because he is as well an ex-Watford player as well. So that's going to be it is a fantastic interview I've done with him. Great bloke, really honest about everything that he said. But like it's more about Forest and Watford. Nothing about Sheffield Wednesday. But yeah, that's like I said. The link is below. People, go on, please put a reminder on 10 o'clock, 7. The link is below. If you go on the interviews, it's the below one. You'll see McGugan's face on there. The thumbnail about it. So please, do put a reminder on there so you know when it's on. But like I say, if people are watching this, what is your score for tomorrow's game? If you're on your channel, if you're on Facebook as well, go to my DoreOnTour channel. Please do hit the subscribe button. My next target is 3.6. I'm almost there. As well, and hit the like button as well. Hit the like button as well, and that's I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, big game. I'm looking forward to it. I know it was a bad result against Luton on Tuesday, but hopefully a better performance against Watford. Thank you everyone for watching, people, and I'll see you at 12:15 tomorrow. Peace and love. Up the Forest.